Namaste. This is just going to be a short video, but I wanted to complete the series. So this is part 2 of what advice, the best advice that I can give to anybody who have family members who are on the deathbed or have a terminal disease, or who are in the actual death process, what we call the death process, which death doesn't really exist. Not in the way that we think it exists. Nothing just disappears. Everything just transforms. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So the energy that is you, that is the true I of the I am self, the I am presence, is the eternal and infinite, unchangeable aspect of your soul. Now, so your soul individuation is under the illusion of going through all these different life trials. And when I say illusion, it's more in the context of all of this, everything that's happening all around us is more a hologram in the mind of God. So that makes all of us thoughts in the mind of God, but because God is a non-physical, psychic gestalt of energies, of consciousness, awareness, and eternal I am presence, the divine now moment presence. Now, when a loved one is in the final stages, so in the previous video we had gotten to the bardo stage and we'd gotten to end of life. Okay, so from that point, the soul in question will then literally jump out of the body, the physical vehicle that is expired. Jumps out. There's no discontinuation of consciousness. Never. And even when they put your body under heavy sedation, on heavy end-of-life drugs, it doesn't affect your soul that much whilst you're still attached with the silver cord. However, all of these drugs that they give you at the end of life, it does have a big impact on your soul. Your soul temporarily forgets anything that you thought you had planned for your deathbed, anything that you thought you had put into place could potentially just go out the window. Now, what do I mean by this? Okay, first of all, when the loved one is pronounced dead, is pronounced deceased, from that point, the silver cord is dissolved or it is cut. Either way, the silver cord, you are disconnected from your physical avatar vehicle. From that point, you are the player who has taken their headset off. You've taken your headset off, you've taken the virtual reality suit off, and you're back in the true reality of your higher nature, of your infinite, divine, conscious self. Are you still individuated? Do you still have individual character and personality? Yes. All of the collective amass of conscious experiences that soul has acquired throughout that entire lifetime and every single other lifetime combined. Okay, so it's very important to know that not only from the point of the cord being disconnected, from that point, not only is the entity able to still hear you, but can see you and can even psychically pick up on your thoughts and your intentions. So that's something to bear in mind. For my best advice is to respect anybody's funeral arrangements if you can possibly afford it. If not, then don't worry. It's just an expired flesh suit. These are just, you take these off just like I'm taking this off now. and we take it off, and then we jump in the shower. We get ourselves all pampered up and recovered in the healing complexes in the spirit realm, that'll be the first place that I go to. It'll be the healing complexes, because these diseases have really taken it out of me. I didn't think I was going to make it through the night. I'm really, really surprised that I did. I'm very overjoyed and elated that I did, because I needed to complete this video series. Now, pushing on, because I'm really struggling here. Right. The next point to note is that, so yeah, respect their wishes if you can, but if you can't afford some fancy funeral or a headstone, don't even bother about it. The best thing that you can send your loved one is love. Love, and let them know that you're okay. You're okay. Just you get on with your life. If you get on, go back to the spirit realm. And anybody who has lived a conscious life, a spirit-filled life, a awoken life, any light warriors out there, any light workers, any star seeds, any wanderers, any walk-ins, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say this. It's very important that you remember that the first place that you go to is the astral realm. You ideally, if your soul can handle a higher vibration, if you are a 5th density wanderer such as myself, or if you are a 6th or 7th density wanderer like others, depending on what system you use for the densities, like, you will go to the astral realm first, always, because in the lower astral we burn off all karmic residue of the life just lived, because otherwise you'll be taking all of that shit with you, all of those head fucks, all of that negativity. You'd be bringing that with you, and then that negativity would then infect the higher realms. So this is why the realms are partitioned off like an onion. Okay, so the core of the onion, let's call that the Godhead, and then it goes out and out and out and out. Each layer of the onion is another density of consciousness. A density of consciousness, for those of you who don't know, is your light quotient. It's how much light you have that you can hold within your conscious awareness, within your soul matrix. How much light, and I mean divine light. Okay, so love, light, light, love. Okay, now the next point to note is that if you have the opportunity, or when you have the opportunity, just whisper into the ear of the one who is leaving to remember to go into the greater light, the greater golden radiant light of the sun, not the moon, not the silvery light of the moon, which looks equally as bright. Go for the golden radiant light, because the moon will just, it's like a soul recycler. It just sends you straight back here again. And many wanderers have gotten trapped on Earth and in many other realms that are still in 3rd density, 4th density, and they've gotten trapped for many, many lifetimes just from thinking that, or I should say forgetting that the astral, it isn't the ultimate realm that we can attain. The astral is the 4th dimension and the 4th density of consciousness. The astral is where wars still happen and catalyst is still very thick. If you have the light quotient strong enough to hold more light, which many of you listening to this certainly do, because otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this. Just your very interest in these subject matters means that you're at the very least at the beginning of your own spiritual journey to enlightenment. And again, I do not profess to be enlightened, but this is the most enlightened that I've been to date. Now, coming towards the end of my life, I don't know how long I've got left with these diseases, no idea, but I thought that last night I was going to go. I thought the night before all that I was going to go. For the last 15, 20 nights, I've thought, this is my last night. If I make it to the morning, it'll be incredible. I've been slapping myself around the face. Breathe. And like, don't get me wrong, my spirit knows that my mission is complete here. Pretty much complete. I'm just tying up some loose ends by doing these last few videos, but my mission is, I don't need to be here anymore. I'm now fighting to be here. Partly so that I can see my family, my son, my brothers that I haven't seen for a long time. Partly, and of course, I've got a bungalow. I'm moving into a bungalow in about 10 to 12 days' time, maybe less. So I wanted to keep alive for that, and I want to keep alive for that, and I'm going to keep alive for that somehow. Well, last night was my closest call, but I've been like this every night for the past few weeks, and I am noticing it's getting more and more difficult to keep myself here. I've left this body so many times, gone to the spirit realm and come back. I've had so many near-death experiences. Now, your thoughts and your prayers towards the loved one who's just passed mean a lot. Your thoughts and your prayers, if in doubt, should be, let the beloved one who has left, who's departed from this earthly realm, be blessed in assimilating and processing all of his or her life experiences, and let them take all of the positives and release all of the negatives. And you do that in the lower astral, is where you release all of your, or any frustrations, anything that you need to vent, anything that you need to process, anything that is unprocessed, unrefined, needs burning up in the lower astral. Then you go to the middle astral, which is where the healing happens. That's where I'll be going to get my healing. That's where the healing complexes are. They look like these to me, they look like these giant white marble Greco-Roman temples. Enormous. Absolutely enormous. And radiant white gold light. And that's literally where I'm going to be going. So we all have to go through the lower astral to burn off any karmic residue and any unfinished business. And then we go to the middle astral for our healing. Then we go to the upper astral, and many think that is quote unquote heaven. Right? Now, it is heaven compared to this earthly realm. It's basically, this earthly realm is a poor replica, a poor copy of the high astral, the upper astral. So now, but your aim is not even to go to the upper astral. You need to remember, if at all possible, that there is higher realms. There are, even though that will feel like heaven, there are much more significant, much more real realms. And it gets more and more real all the way to the core of the onion. So as we go through each one of these densities, we're coming into the fourth, transitioning into the fourth density on Earth right now. Nobody who's of a negative mind frame or stance will be able to incarnate on the Earth for the next few thousand years at least. Earth is now officially a fourth density, positively polarized realm, planet. Okay, trying to think, have I missed anything? I think that's covered most of it. And oh yeah, so the only thing, just anyone who is a wanderer, starseed, a light worker, anyone who's conscious, who's aware, keep reminding them in their ear, because things get a bit chaotic when you're in and out of the astral, and for someone like me, I need to get to the etheric plane, which is the fifth density plane, or above. But I need to get back to the fifth for certain. That's the best advice that I can give. Everything that I've said, and if I can think of anything else, then I will do a part 3, because I'm in agonizing pain right now, and I've barely been sleeping for the past 2 weeks. So, and when I have been, it's been very hit and miss. So okay, I needed to get these videos finished off. I'm gonna leave this there. If there's anything that I've missed, because I'm in so much pain right now, then I will include this in part 3. Okay, take care for now, and stay strong. Stay strong. Keep fighting on as the warriors of light that you are. You can handle anything that this life throws at you. Anything. And even if you can't handle it in this lifetime, as long as you've just done your best. You know, even for the ones who have committed suicide, I don't blame them. The ones all around me in the CRPS community who have committed suicide and who are committing suicide, I don't blame any one of them. You need to be bloody tough to have survived coming up 16 years with these awful combination of diseases. But I've managed to survive this long to give all these teachings, which is incredible, a monumental mission. And we've gotten this done in 1 year, in less than a year. So thank you so much for all of your support, to all of you. And hopefully there'll be a part 3 coming up. And then we'll be going on to a completely different topic in the next series of videos. So all being well, I will still be here. I will keep fighting on as I have been, and I will keep giving these teachings until the day that I transition, whenever that may be. Okay, one love, and namaste.